$300. That is how much Brown receives today. 14 days later, he owes $345. If he cannot pay, another $45 fee may appear. 1 month passes. Total borrowing cost, $90. Principal still owed, $300. The calendar moves forward. The debt barely moves at all. Nobody hid the first fee from Brown. He saw it. He understood it. And he accepted the loan anyway. So why would someone agree to pay $45 just to borrow $300 for 2 weeks? And how can one small fee become a loop that is so difficult to escape? Let us rewind. Brown has an urgent $300 bill. The bill is due today. His next paycheck arrives in 14 days. Brown does not need money for a vacation. He is not buying a new television. He is simply $300 short at exactly the wrong moment. Brown checks his account. Not enough. His credit card has no available balance. A traditional bank loan may take too long, assuming he qualifies at all. Asking friends or family may not be possible. But the bill is still due today. Then Brown sees an offer. $300 until payday. Fast approval. Money today. The price is presented as a fixed fee. $15 for every $100 borrowed. Brown needs 3 groups of $100. So the calculation appears simple. $15 times 3 equals $45. Brown receives $300 today. In 2 weeks, Brown repays $345. There is no hidden arithmetic. But $45 feels smaller than the $300 emergency directly in front of him. The bill is urgent. The fee belongs to the future. Today's problem is large, immediate and certain. The repayment is still 14 days away. Brown accepts the loan. The bill disappears. For a moment, the loan appears to have worked perfectly. But the price was presented in the most comfortable way possible. $15 for every $100 sounds like a small service fee. What it actually means is 15% for 14 days. There are roughly 26 2-week periods in 1 year. So, 15% times 26 approximately equals 390%. Using the standard annual calculation, the cost is approximately 391% APR. That does not mean Brown will automatically keep the loan for an entire year. APR simply places different loans on the same annual scale. And on that scale, this small-looking fee becomes extremely expensive. But the high APR is only the first problem. The second problem arrives on payday. A payday loan is supposed to be a bridge to Brown's next paycheck. But that paycheck already has a job. Suppose Brown receives $1.200. His rent, food, transportation, utilities and other essential expenses already require $1.150. Normally, Brown would have $50 left. Then the payday loan collects $345. Brown now has only $855 to cover $1.150 of normal expenses. He is short $295. Before the loan, Brown faced a $300 shortage. After repaying it, Brown faces another shortage of almost the same size. The original emergency disappeared, but Brown's financial position barely improved. Now he has 3 uncomfortable choices. He can repay the full $345 and leave another essential bill unpaid. He can extend the loan, if rollovers are permitted. Or he can repay the loan and immediately borrow again. The exact process depends on the lender and local law. But the financial result may look very similar. Another fee appears. Suppose Brown pays the first $45 fee and extends the original $300 loan for another 2 weeks. The scoreboard changes. Total fees, $90. Principal still owed, $300. Brown has now paid for 4 weeks of borrowing. But the original principal has not become smaller. That is a rollover. The deadline moves. The fee repeats. The principal remains. 1 fee becomes 2. 2 become 3. If the same $45 charge applies to the original loan and 6 renewals. $45 times 7 equals $315. The scoreboard now says, total fees, $315. Principal still owed, $300. Brown could pay more in fees than the amount he originally borrowed. And still owe the original loan. That does not happen to every borrower. But the cycle is not rare. A study by the United States Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that more than 4 out of 5 payday loans in its data were rolled over or followed by another loan within 14 days. The real danger is not only the first $45 fee. It is a structure that can repeat the fee without removing the shortage that caused Brown to borrow. From the outside, it is easy to say, Brown should have known better. But Brown may understand the cost perfectly. The problem is that he is not choosing between an expensive loan and a comfortable alternative. He may be choosing between the loan and an unpaid utility bill. Between the loan and missing rent. Between the loan and being unable to repair the car he needs for work. The payday loan may prevent a real problem today. That is what makes it attractive. It is not inexpensive. It is available. And when someone has little money, little time and few alternatives, availability can matter more than price. So before accepting a short-term loan, Brown stops looking only at the money he receives today. He asks 3 questions. Question 1. Exactly how much leaves my account, and on what date? Brown writes down the full repayment amount. Not just the individual fee. Not just the amount he receives. $345 in 14 days. He also checks the APR so he can compare the loan with other forms of credit using the same scale. Question 2. What will remain from my next paycheck? Brown subtracts the entire repayment before counting rent, food, transportation and utilities. If paying the loan means he must immediately borrow again to cover normal expenses, the loan is not acting as a bridge. It is becoming a loop. Question 3. What is my exit if I cannot repay? Brown checks the rollover fee, late fee and returned payment fee. He asks whether an extended repayment plan is available. And before signing, he compares every realistic alternative he can access before the deadline. More time from the company sending the bill. A payment plan. A small loan from a credit union or community bank. Help from an employer, local assistance program or someone he trusts. None of these options is guaranteed. Some may be uncomfortable. But every option should be compared with the complete cost of the payday loan, not merely with its first $45 fee. Now return to Brown. He is running around a circular track. On one side is a sign. Payday. On the other side, loan due. Brown reaches payday. The repayment takes the money. Brown becomes short again. He takes another loan. He runs another lap. Above him, the number changes. $45. $90. $135. But beside it, one number refuses to move. Principal, $300. The dates change. The shortage remains. And that reveals what the transaction really did. The loan did not give Brown $300. It borrowed $300 from Brown's next paycheck. The $45 fee was the price of making tomorrow's money arrive today. A payday loan may solve an emergency for 14 days. But before accepting it, do not ask only, "Can I get $300 today?" Ask the question the advertisement does not answer. What happens on the morning $345 disappears?